像在拉小提琴。
哎，
没事。
有一个那个好事情。
这么委屈的，太可能了。
完了，我这成粑粑孩了，真的是。
可以了啊，可以了，吓死了。
这是点小胆儿啊！
吓死！但你啥都感受一下吧，人生都得经历一次。
如果你呼吸不上来的话，我那天看那个狗狗中医院说 K 这里有用。真的，
你跟人不一样，你可以 K 这儿的。
是真的，说狗那啥你就 K 这儿，然后如果它最近老流眼泪，你就一直给它摁这里，就一直这样摁它。我一会儿把那发给你，我骗你我小狗，上面做狗的时候感受一下，抠人中有用。
The night sky on the set looked languid. The spotlights went out one by one. The autumn air began to creep under the jacket, but Song Zuer did not budge, sitting on the edge of the director's chair, still wearing the white Hanfu costume he wore for the last scene of the day. From afar, Liu Yuning watched him. His gaze was sharp, but in silence, there was something soft, barely perceptible. Since the beginning of this project, they have only greeted each other formally. But tonight was different. Maybe it was the kissing scene? Or because something deeper began to grow without them noticing. Zuer, his baritone voice broke the silence. Song Zuer turned his head, reflexively, and found the man standing just a few steps away from him. His eyes no longer imply fatigue after a day of filming. Rather, there is a sense of uneasiness stuck there. He replied softly. If you were uncomfortable earlier. I'm sorry, Liu Yuning said in a low voice. Song Zuer smiled faintly. Why should I apologize? It's a scene, isn't it? Liu Yuning nodded slowly, but did not immediately reply. His hand squeezed a cup of warm coffee that he had just taken from the staff. Then he sat down beside her, their distance so close that Song Zuer could faintly smell the man's distinctive wood perfume. I mean, you were shaking. Not because of acting, right? He asked finally. Song Zuer fell silent. The air feels more concentrated. Did you pay attention to that detail? He asked, looking straight into her eyes. Liu Yuning did not answer. But that look, a deep, silent look, gave a more honest answer than words. Flashback. Earlier days a few weeks ago, they were just co-workers. Song Zuer even considered Liu Yuning a bit stiff and too serious. But one small incident behind the scenes changed everything. When it rained suddenly during the filming break, everyone ran around looking for shelter. Song Zuer slipped on the slippery paving, and before he touched the ground, Liu Yuning had already restrained his body. The man's chest became a shield while the rain fell around them. At that moment, their eyes met. It was wet, cold, and quiet, but neither of them wanted to stay away. Back to that night, Liu Yuning took a small blanket from the staff chair and without saying anything, shrouded it onto Song Zuer's shoulder. You always like this, murmured Song Zuer. Care in silence. Liu Yuning smiled a little. Not to everyone. And the night returned. But silence is not emptiness. Except the beginning of something. Something they haven't named yet. Other secret moments a few days after that. The assistant director accidentally caught them both laughing in the wardrobe room. Not fake laughter, but meaningful laughter, which only two people who begin to love each other secretly have. And one night, in the script reading session, Liu Yuning forgot the sentence. The director laughed and teased. What did you see in Song Zuer's eyes to the point of forgetting the dialogue? Everyone laughed. Except Liu Yuning. Because she knew, she did see something in Song Zuer's eyes that night, a reflection of her own feelings. Whisper in the dark that night, when the crew one by one went home and the location lights were turned off, Song Zuer remained in the makeup room, combing her own hair in front of the mirror. He was too deep in thought. The doors open. Liu Yuning appeared, still wearing the leather jacket that covered her costume. His steps were light, but quite clearly disturbed Zuer's consciousness. You're not home yet? He asked. Song Zuer only nodded slightly, then said, You haven't either. Liu Yuning lowered his backpack, sitting on an empty chair nearby. The room was lit only by a dressing table lamp. Soft and warm. Tomorrow we shoot the last scene, he said. Yes, Zuer nodded slowly. Surprisingly, I didn't want it to end. Liu Yuning stared at the reflection of the two of their faces in the mirror. Me too. Silence hung. But not unfamiliar silence, rather comfortable. As if they are used to storing words, and only convey feelings through the gaze. Liu Yuning stood up slowly, walked towards Zuer's back, and held onto the comb he had placed. Without speaking, he began to comb the girl's hair, slowly, carefully. Song Zuer's heart skipped a beat. But he didn't refuse. He closed his eyes and let the silence speak. I don't know why, Yuning said softly, but every time I see you on the screen, it's not acting. Song Zuer opened his eyes. Their eyes met through the glass. I don't know why either, he whispered, but every time you look at me, I can't look away. The next day, they filmed the most intense scene, the last hug before parting. The location is made like an ancient pier, with a thin artificial fog hovering over the surface of the water. The director was amazed when the first take was perfect right away. However, what the camera doesn't see is that their embrace is too tight, too real. When the director says, "Cut," they stay staring at each other a few seconds longer. No one's talking. But all the crew was aware of it. Rumors began to sound. Makeup assistants whispered. Camera operators exchanged glances. But Yuning and Zuer didn't say anything. They pretend to be busy, pretend to be professionals. Only one person knew very well what had happened. Liu Yuning's personal assistant. That night, Song Zuer sat in his hotel room, staring at his cell phone. Open chat. Liu Yuning, if you're not comfortable with this, say so. I'll keep my distance. But, if you feel like I feel. The words hang. He typed the reply many times. Then delete it. Meanwhile, in the next room, Liu Yuning was also agitated. He holds a small crescent-shaped necklace props from the last scene, but somehow he saves it. The phone's on. But not from Song Zuer. That's from his manager. You have to be more careful. Too many eyes. Don't make the rumors bigger. Liu Yuning took a deep breath. Then reply short. Too late. 2 days after the wrap-up, a photo leaked to social media. Song Zuer was seen getting out of the same car as Liu Yuning in the middle of the night in front of a small restaurant in Beijing. They're not holding on. No kissing. But their eyes. Like the world belongs to both of them. The studio hurriedly dismissed the gossip. Meeting between friends, they say. Fans split in two. Some believe, some are sure that it is a secret love that slowly unfolds. Liu Yuning only wrote one sentence on his Weibo. You see, that's enough. A few months later, Song Zuer was invited to be a surprise guest at Liu Yuning's solo concert. He appears suddenly when the intro of the song, It's You, is played. The audience cheered. Liu Yuning looked at him on the stage, slightly trembling but full of confidence. The song begins. And the lyrics, too personal to be just another song. You came when I didn't believe in love, then look at me like I'm the only one. Their eyes met in the middle of the spotlight. And although none of them said, I love you, the whole world knew that night. There's something between them. Something stronger than rumors. Quieter than confessions. Someone once said, true love does not always need words. Sometimes, just one look. One smile backstage. One silent hug when everyone's gone. And for Liu Yuning and Song Zuer, that's their story. A story that may never be told. But it will always live in a small spotlight in the corner of the stage where love quietly grows and can only be felt by two hearts that know each other in silence.